Are we recording?
I don't know. Are we recording?
I don't know.
Well,
You're supposed to know these things.
I guess we'll see at the end of this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
We'll either have been talking without recording for over an hour, or...
What else is new?
Well, true.
That's just a day.
It is. Welcome to the Let Me Know That You Know podcast.
Let me know that you know now.
I'm Dustin, aka Mr. Coin Laundry.
And I'm Mandy, aka Truly Mandalee.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It was a long week.
It was a long week.
I've got my notes here.
Oh, and I would like to say Happy Pride Month.
Oh yeah, Happy Pride
We
Month.
technically recorded our last podcast still in May.
Yeah.
So this is our first podcast in Pride Month. So
Yes.
Shout out.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. Live your truth. Live your best life. Happy Pride Month, even to the ones who aren't out. You are valid, and I respect and love you. Seconded.
Co-signed, yeah.
Co-signed. I'm looking at my notes here, and the first thing I have here is that we watched the Bo Burnham special.
Oh my god, it was so good.
It was so good, but it feels like we watched that a month ago. But we only watched
it. Was literally last Monday night?
Last Monday night, yes.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I
It's
watched
only
it before
been a week.
I had to go back to work.
Yeah. So, time is weird right now.
Time is weird.
But that was really good. I loved it. I won't spoil anything, but there was a joke he made about brands. Just look out for that. That was the funniest to me.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I had to immediately tweet one of the lines from that joke.
Yeah, since it's pretty fresh, we'll leave it be, but
Yeah.
you should watch it.
It's so... Just keep in mind that it, as funny as it is, it's very heavy.
It's very real, and especially if you're in any, content creator circles, right?
Oh my
Either
God.
you
Yeah.
are a person who consumes the content they create, or if you create it yourself.
Yeah.
It's it definitely hits, and it's funny and heavy.
Super heavy.
Which I think is, any
it's
good.
pretty on par for Bo Burnham. Though.
Yeah, definitely.
It was
I've
very...
only seen things here and there. I didn't.
I used to watch his stand-ups
Yeah.
whenever they would be recorded and all that.
Yeah, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
This is the first thing I've actually watched, but it made me want to go back and watch.
A lot of his clips used to go around on Tumblr when we used to use that.
That's where I saw him.
But he is that way. He's just a very intelligent person. And I had no idea he was my age.
Yet another person that makes you go.
Yeah, that hurt. But he's very intelligent, and his newest special that's on Netflix is way too self-aware and very heavy and hilarious.
I feel like that's any good comedy or comedian.
Yeah. Like Dave Chappelle. It was very reminiscent of him too.
When it hits you and you're like, that's funny because it's true.
Yeah. I think we should probably move on from that because I'm like...
You want to talk
I
about
want
it.
to talk
Maybe
about
a
it.
couple weeks down the line we can talk more about it. I'd like to watch it one more time.
Yeah.
Just to really get my thoughts out about it.
I think... And you heard it here first, folks. I think sometimes me and you should record commentary.
Okay.
For people to go back and listen to
Sure.
after they've watched something.
That sounds fine.
To get our thoughts and stuff. Because I have a friend, Eric Manix.
Shout out.
Shout out to Eric Manix.
Great photographer.
Extremely good photographer. Has a lot of dope ass cosplay friends. That he shoots pictures with them And like the quality of their cosplay costumes and the quality of the photos that he takes, they look like they're stills from a fucking movie.
They're so good.
He's fantastic. Anyways, he used to do commentary on like Office episodes with another friend, and he hasn't done that in a while. But it really made me want to do something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe somewhere down the line we'll do something.
We
like
can
that.
do like special episodes or something.
But yeah, I think we should definitely revisit Bo Burnham later when we feel everyone has to
had
have seen
opportunity. Yeah, because it hasn't even been like a month yet. I don't think.
It's very fresh.
I think it came out literally last weekend.
Yeah, it's very fresh, and I feel like most people have seen it, but I'm not gonna be that asshole.
I feel like a month is like a safe
Yeah.
period where then you can really talk about it.
Yeah, it's so good. Go watch it. Anyway, did you?
You go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that Robert Downey Jr. is returning to the comic book world, but not in the same way.
Okay.
I think his wife is doing this with him too.
Yep.
They're both going to be producing a new Vertigo DC show on Netflix called Sweet Tooth, which is very interesting because Sandman is Vertigo.
Okay.
So I feel like DC is trying to get the Vertigo comics out in the open again.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they're optioning up all the Vertigo comics.
Isn't Sweet Tooth also a...
Sweet Tooth is also a villain in Twisted Metal.
That's the one.
Which is also getting a show for Netflix eventually.
Really?
Twisted Metal, yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
So, yeah?
Never played Twisted Metal.
It's going to be like a horror thing, I'm sure.
Okay, but aren't they just cars?
No.
There's people.
There's people.
I had no idea.
Okay, so...
All I know are the cars.
Listen, Twisted Metal has been out since like the 90s, so any spoilers, you're just going to have to get over. Twisted Metal is, at least the first one, the first two, it's serial killers.
Okay.
Who are thrown into, like, this god of chaos has thrown them into a contest.
Okay.
To get their one wish given to them. But it always goes wrong. No matter what.
Uh-huh.
The god Calypso gives them a wish, and they make their wish, and it shows a whole cutscene and everything.
It's taking me back to Xena.
Yeah. It shows...
Xena or Hercules? I can't remember which one she was
both.
in.
They shared,
yeah, a lot.
all the things. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it was on Xena as well.
Who was Calypso? Calypso was like a person.
I don't remember. Calypso was
she
a
had
person.
a career.
I'm sure she did. Everyone on that show went on to be like...
They did well.
But anyways, it's serial killers and psychopaths, and the god Calypso gives them powers and vehicles, and they kill each other until the last one is there to get their wish granted. And
I'm so dumb.
What?
It's Callisto.
Callisto.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm dumb too then. Anyways.
Mobby.
But they get their one wish, and then it shows a cutscene, and in the first two, I think it was like a live action little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows how their wish went bad. And then they got a reboot in 2010, I want to say, for the PS3, which was basically the same story, but it was just a little more fleshed out.
Gotcha.
But I imagine what with all the serial killers and like the god of chaos and the horrible wishes and all that, it's just going to be like a horror show, which I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I feel like that would be good. I had no idea there was all this like lore.
Oh yeah, well it's got like a bunch of games to it, you know.
I just thought it was a car fighting game.
No. What's fucked up is there's a Twisted Metal game that they marketed towards kids. That was like, they were like RC cars or whatever, but I don't remember what that one was called. But anyways, I just think it's funny they tried to market Twisted Metal towards children.
Yeah.
In any capacity.
Right. And, you know, every time it was on, like, a movie or whatever, always a kid.
Yeah.
Always a kid playing it.
I'm like...
It's pretty dark.
There were a lot of things I was able to get away with playing. My parents did not want me playing Twisted Metal. At all.
Well, yeah.
It was such a good series, though.
My parents
I still
didn't
played
care.
it. Shane had it.
Yeah.
So I played it.
My parents didn't care. They went through the whole... Well, my mom went through the whole process of... This is not reality.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. She kind of knew that I understood the difference between fake violence and real violence.
My parents knew that, and I didn't have to, like, be explained that at all.
Yeah, no.
But I think it was just, like... I mean, I love my parents, but they were, like, super overprotective over things like that.
Yeah.
But the things...
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, the things that they would let me watch and wouldn't let me watch never made any sense.
Yeah.
Like, my dad didn't want me watching Harry Potter, but he was okay with me being into Ghost Rider.
And that kind of goes with, like, his upbringing, right?
Yeah.
And what he deemed more okay based on what he was interested in, and then, you know. But it still all goes back to, like...
And it was like...
How he was raised.
You can't watch South Park, but Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy...
Same energy.
Yeah, they're okay. It was just really funny. I don't know.
I mean, granted, South Park can get a little worse, but typical episodes are kind of the same energy of those shows.
Maggie, I will say, was a lot more lenient on certain things. But there were some things like Twisted Metal that she was like, nope. Mm-hmm. You can't.
And, I mean, with the background, I mean, I get it.
I heard a rumor.
You heard a rumor?
Yeah, we're getting Umbrella Academy here. I heard a rumor.
I forgot, and then I remembered.
What?
But I heard a rumor there.
Don't
mess with that.
I heard a rumor.
That don't work out the way you think it does.
I heard a rumor that Charlie Hunnam might be Johnny Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
Can he stay on?
I hope so. It's at first it was just like, okay, like, this is like the Ryan Reynolds thing. We all just want him to be Johnny Cage or whatever. But then more people started reporting on the rumor, and I was like, this might actually be a thing.
I would love that.
It's still just like a rumor, and he's, you know how these things go, like somebody's up for it, but that doesn't always mean they're going to get it. But it seems like a thing that might happen.
I love that.
I think he could do a great job.
Yeah, I am hoping for your sake you don't get the same situation, because he was all signed on, ready to go for 50 Shades, and then I guess
just about to say,
pre-production took forever. And he had a whole other movie lined up that was supposed to be going at the same time. I was just about to say, don't let this be a 50 Shades of Grey. Y'all fucked up with that casting. Really? For real? I'm like, Charlie Hunnam would have been perfect. I believe that.
He would have made me actually like the movie, I think.
I believe that Charlie Hunnam would be into that stuff.
Poor Charlie Hunnam. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean...
Another thing I had on the list is that finally, after like 11 years, we finally get to listen to the full Brie Larson version of Black Sheep.
Yay!
From Scott Pilgrim.
I feel like you could kind of find it places.
You could find the music video, because the music video was released under her.
Oh, yeah?
But for reasons, like, Metric wanted to be known as the one who did their own song.
Oh, yeah?
So they had to put the Metric version on the soundtrack, which fair.
Right.
But now that they're doing, like, anniversaries, they got pushed, the 10th anniversary got pushed a year because of COVID and all that. We're finally getting to have just the song itself.
If we get a re-release in our area, I need to see it again, because I saw that, I think, at least 2 times, if not more, in theaters when it came out. I
feel like if the Alamo Draft House opens back up,
I think they did finally,
then I feel like it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I didn't see it in theaters. I had no idea what it was.
I can't believe that.
I didn't see any trailers. And but when it released for DVD, I got it for my birthday one year.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it before everybody came over for my birthday party, and I was like, this is amazing. And then my brother Tyler showed up, and then I was like, you have to watch this. So I rewatched it with him,
mm-hmm.
and then we were both like, this is amazing. And then my brother Addison showed up with Glenn, and then we were like, okay, y'all have to see this. So in like one day, we rewatched that movie like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it was just so good.
It was amazing. It was like mind-blowing to us at the time.
That was one of the best like adaptation movies I had ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. My notes are very short.
Okay, well that's fine. I have plenty.
I have one shout out.
Okay.
And then I forgot, what did you call him?
Oh, Byron Guitarson.
That's right. We can touch on him later, but
okay.
I thought our conversation yesterday was hilarious.
Oh my god. Did you? Okay, so the story is. What was the song called? Oh god, can we say?
It would give it away. We were listening to a country song yesterday
by
Brian Guitarson.
Byron Guitarson.
Excuse me.
Byron Guitarson had a song. And
this is the one that grew up in the same area Dustin did.
Yeah, you guys are gonna guess who this is. If you haven't already, you're gonna guess who this is.
I mean, your nickname isn't that subtle.
It's not. Especially not after your slip up just now.
I can beep it.
Anyways. He has a song, and I guess it's not his written song, he just sang it, where he talks about partying in a cornfield, and he said there's no one in the parking lot at Winn-Dixie?
No, that was you.
Oh, that was me. Okay, anyways, he said,
Well, he basically said no one was around, and I was like, nobody was around to Winn-Dixie?
He said, he was partying in the cornfield, and he said something else. And I was like, you a damn liar, because I know exactly where you fucking grew up. My dad's best friend, Saban, lived in the house next to the cornfield that you're referring to, sir. And nobody was partying in there. First of all, you can't see in the cornfield. Second of all, Saban had like this, he's like a big heavy metal guy, and could easily scare the shit out of a bunch of kids who were trying to party in his fucking cornfield. And I know where all these fucking dudes went to party. It wasn't in a cornfield. I know exactly what houses you were going to, Byron. And I know that a lot of people were randomly partying in the fucking parking lot at Winn-Dixie. So you know what? Don't lie. Don't even lie.
I'm trying to find the song so we can touch more on it.
Byron Guitarson, you a liar.
He a whole liar.
He a whole liar. I love that I gave him a nickname. Nothing I've really said about him is bad.
No. I know, that's why I'm like, I don't know what
I'm sure he's like sung about some of the things before.
I'm sure he has.
Certainly not the truth, because he's saying he's partied in the cornfield, which is where Saban's house was. And I know that is a lie. Anyways.
No, I know that is a lie.
I used to not like him that much. Not as a person, but when he got famous, in my high school, no one shut up about him.
Right. And that's what happens when anybody,
Right, but it got real annoying.
No, I know.
Real fast.
It's always annoying.
And I just got over it real quick, and so I refused to listen to him and all that. And then, like, later, I think at my cousin's wedding, Shake It For Me played, and I was like, well, that's not bad.
Wow. Why don't you just out who it is?
You know what? It's too late. Let me know that you know.
Yeah, let me know that you know. Okay. Here you go.
What is it? Oh yeah, he said it's a farming town. It's not a farming town, you liar.
Not there anyway.
Not
maybe
where we grew up.
Maybe like 20, 30 minutes down the road.
No, he wasn't even near there. He was right next to my house.
They're gonna turn this cornfield into a party.
They're not gonna turn... Not Saban's cornfield. Anyways, he lived like right down... Literally 2 houses down.
Mm-hmm.
And Leesburg was not a farm town. There were farmers.
Yeah.
And the farming happened ways away. And most of the people in Leesburg just went to Albany, which was a city. So you weren't in a farming town, so you just in the South.
Better have your boots on.
Oh my God. Anyways. Moving on from
that's where it was. He says we go way out there. We go way out where there ain't nobody.
No, you don't.
And that was right after you were talking about they went to the Winn-Dixie parking lot and tailgated.
They did. This was a thing. Everyone was like, "Why are these teenagers chilling out in the Winn-Dixie parking lot?" Yeah. I was like, "I don't know. No one's stopping them."
It was so funny.
Anyway.
I just loved how riled up you got about it.
Well, if you're gonna sing, tell the truth.
And he did. I told this guy's truth.
Anyways. There's gonna be a new TMNT reboot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again. This time it's gonna be a CG movie, but it's gonna be done by Seth Rogen.
Alright.
Which is interesting to me because him and Evan Goldberg did Preacher.
Yeah, that was good.
And that was a smash hit.
Is that done?
I think so. I think they did their 3rd or 4th season and then kind of ended it.
Me live fact checking.
Okay, we'll fact check.
Okay.
While I regale you with tales.
Sure.
Do you remember Toontown?
Do I remember Toontown? The game, right?
Yeah.
I never played it, but I would see the ads for it all the time.
I wanted to play that so bad. But I think you had to, pay a subscription fee or something.
Uh-huh.
And, my mother...
You definitely did. I remember seeing the cards at, Target.
Yeah. My parents both would never go for that. First of all, we didn't have the kind of money for that. Second of all, they were like, our old-ass computer is not going to run Toontown.
It surely is not.
But, I don't know why. I randomly remembered it, and I was like, Toontown?
What did I do?
What happened to Toontown?
Oh, no. Me when I'm accidentally trying to share a tweet.
Don't accidentally share a tweet.
Okay. Yes, Preacher is over. It ended in 2019.
What I saw was so good. I need to catch up and finish it.
Yeah. I much more like watching shows when either there's a bunch of seasons out and I can just watch through them at my leisure. People's
favorite things these days is to binge.
Yeah.
That's why shout out again to Brad Geiger, a webcomic artist who does videos and stuff, and he's an art teacher too. And he does a podcast about webcomics and stuff. That's why he says his advice is to just have a library. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about what views and stuff you're getting now.
Right.
Because eventually...
somebody's going to go back through and binge, watch, read, whatever.
People like it when you have a library for them to go through.
Right. Pretty much every webcomic or whatever I've read, I've come in at a point where they're way established, and then I just flip back and read through everything, or I start at the beginning and go forward.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else. What? Toontown. Yeah, that was aside from WoW, I don't even remember WoW being advertised on the TV as much as Toontown was advertised.
Just, for some reason, knew what WoW was.
Yeah, you either knew and were interested or knew and did not care.
Yeah. But
I think eventually they put ads on TV for WoW, but it wasn't anything crazy.
I wanted to play Toontown so bad. I was trying to figure out ways to like pirate it and stuff, but you can't pirate a
subscription-based game. Yeah, no.
I was like,
not easily anyway.
I want to play this, and I never got to. But out of curiosity,
was it associated with anything?
I think it was like a Disney thing.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Anyone?
But I wasn't sure if I was remembering that right.
Anyone listening to this, if you played Toontown, let us know what your experience was.
Comment down below and tell us what it was like.
Yeah, because we are two poor kids who are curious about what you rich kids got up to.
I didn't really have any interest in playing. I
wanted to play it more than anything, but we didn't have the money for that kind of thing. I played a lot of weird free games like Adventure Quest.
Nickelodeon, their website and games.
Yeah.
Was my shit. There was a SpongeBob game where you made the Krabby Patty.
Yeah.
And I loved the hell out of that game.
Cartoon Network had some really good games like the
Powerpuff Girls had a snowboarding game.
Yeah.
That was fun.
There was a Teen Titans fighting game that I can never find ever again because it's just lost. Did you
ever play the Powerpuff Girls versus the Rowdy Rough Boys?
Of course I did. I played every Powerpuff Girls game, including back in the day, kids. There used to be a lot of these games that were like, it was like scrapbooking, basically. You would set up a scene, and with your favorite characters and stuff, and you would like put these things in the scenes, like, oh, now the Powerpuff Girls are gonna fight Mojo Jojo, but they're in their living room for some reason. But there used to be a lot of games like that for some reason back then. Because I remember I had this Pokemon CD, and it was like a bunch of stuff on
Did you ever have the weird shaped Pokemon discs that came with, I want to say like with card packs or like maybe the figures? I don't remember. They were like flat on the sides and then...
Maybe. I think you're referring to the Happy Meal
Maybe.
CD.
I don't know. They were like the mini discs, but they cut off the edges.
I think I did.
I had one for Lugia.
But I used to have me too. I used to have a Pokemon disc thing that was just like, you can print things out and stuff, but it also had a lot of that to it, like you put Ash in this situation with this Pokemon and stuff like that.
What a wild thing.
But I played the Powerpuff Girls version of that, and I used to play a lot of Cartoon Network games and stuff.
I'm trying to remember the other ones I would have played. But I think there was like a Samurai Jack one. I didn't even watch Samurai Jack, but it was like, I don't know, it was fun.
Samurai Jack was the shit, my dude.
What else?
Mojo Jojo, the guy who voiced Mojo Jojo was Aku.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
And there's a lot of like, because it was made by the same people,
right.
The same guy who made Powerpuff Girls. There's a lot of things in Samurai Jack that just show like a debris of things from Powerpuff Girls. Like a fucking a billboard from the Powerpuff Girls. You'll see like broken down in the background and stuff. Anyway.
Fighting crime.
Anyways, but to fill the void of Toontown, I used to play things like RuneScape and Neopets and Adventure Quest.
I was real bad at Neopets.
I was good, but I used to get real upset because I couldn't get things like, what was his name? Jetsam?
What was the penguin's name? I loved him. Bruce.
Was Jetsam the shark?
I don't know. I wanted a shark.
Yeah, but
Why not Bruce?
Because I'm not as obsessed with penguins as you are.
I love Bruce. You know, I never realized how much I loved penguins until like way later in my life. But every moment it traces back to the fact that I love penguins.
But there used to be this shark, and he was like extremely rare or whatever. But I didn't understand how he was rare because you remember how Neopets worked. When you started, you picked a pet. It wasn't like randomized.
Right.
So how did people get the shark?
I don't know.
I finally got him one year.
Maybe in like the adoption thing.
Already an adult. Well, that's how I got one. When I was already an adult, and then I like I was like, awesome, I finally got one. And then I proceeded to forget like my email and
Yep.
password and just never went back. But there was also like...
I had to struggle to get into my account. Yeah. And I got in and I went, this website is broken.
Speaking of Neopets, though,
if you recently, we'll say post January 2021, if you've recently logged into Neopets, did they ever fix their website?
I don't know.
Please, if you've been on, let me know.
Well,
down below.
Speaking of Neopets, they're starting to. I don't know if they always have, but I just recently discovered it. It was advertised to me on Instagram. They're starting to sell merch, official merch.
For Neopets?
For Neopets.
Can I get a Bruce shirt?
I don't... Well, I think Bruce is on one. But I don't think he's on there by himself.
That's fine.
There's one...
I'll just scribble out the others.
Did you ever partake in any of the events? Like the story events?
No.
Okay, well there was...
I suck too bad.
There was a villain. Villain. There was a villain... And his
got you pushing too many pencils.
Got you pushing too many pencils, huh? That ties into something else I'm going to talk about. There was a villain called Dr. Sloth. Do you remember the Grundos? The little alien Neopet? Well, the only way you could get one was you went to space station and you had to adopt that specific Neopet. And
Huh? As an adult, yes. I can look back and go, when I said I was really bad at games as a child, I was really bad at games. Because, like, I had no complex. I had no idea, right?
Yeah.
That there were, like, different areas and Neopets. I had nothing. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I'm like, I must have been the dumbest child in the world.
No. No. I mean...
Don't try and say this was a child's game.
No, it's just... People are different. People play games differently. And no one's necessarily really good at a game. Just lucky.
People aren't good at games.
No one is good at games, especially you esports people. You all suck. Anyways.
Speaking of people who were playing a game that got frustrating.
Oh my god. We were just watching, I mean, I don't know how long ago this was that he recorded this.
Within the last month.
Julian.
I mean, the game really hasn't been out that long.
No, what is his last name? Solamita?
Solamita.
Julian Solamita. Julian.
First off, we love you.
We love Julian. I did not love him 10 minutes ago. I was screaming at the TV. I wasn't screaming, but
that's a vast exaggeration.
He's so frustrating to watch play Resident Evil 8. He ran around in a single room for like half an hour. That's not an exaggeration right there.
So he was trying to like loop an enemy because it worked in one area, right? And he thought it was the strategy like overall for this area he was doing. And I was like, no, it's for one boss, not all of them. Don't do this. But then there was just a general confusion of, I don't know if he's played a Resident Evil game before.
We kept saying, like, is this like a hallucination or something? I'm like, Julian, this is Resident Evil 8. They've all had monsters and stuff. No one's hallucinating.
No.
But anyways.
And then he didn't know where the health status thing was, so then it just made me question in general. And so, it made me want to be a little bit gentler on him, that he's not hearing and does not care about either of our opinions, because why should he?
Well, we should also start with the fact that he's never played this game before and decided to go with one of the highest difficulties.
Oh, yeah, he was playing, is it Nightmare or Hardcore? Whatever that level would be.
Yeah.
In 8. He went with that. And I went, just start. I mean, casual is ideal because then you can kind of get the mechanics without the stress. Or normal.
Just to put it in context, those of you that have played the game, it took, like, looking at the time, hour 4, minute 33, he just got the first mask in Castle Dimitrescu. Just got the first one.
And, like, on an average playthrough, the game is 9 hours.
Yeah.
And he has 3 more areas to finish and a final boss fight.
But he's funny, so I kept watching, but I was also frustrated.
This is not a hate moment. This is a, oh, Lord.
Sweet summer child. Speaking of villain, I didn't even get to finish my. There was a villain in Neopets.
Yes.
His name was Dr. Sloth, and he was like a more humanoid version of the Grundos. He was like a tall, evil man. But one of the shirts on the website, which is neopetshop.com, that's 2 S's.
In a row. Okay, neopetshop.com.
They have a whole thing where they're bringing back Dr. Sloth, and it's a shirt that says the return of Dr. Sloth, and I want that shirt.
I wonder if that's is it official?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says official.
Okay.
Anyways, if it says it on the internet, it must be true.
That's very true.
Tying back the villain. Guess it got you pushing too many pencils, huh? We recently learned from a rare photo that was released.
At least they know who their I'm sorry, I went to the Neopets Shop website.
Yeah.
At least they know who their demographic is. They're all adult shirts.
Yeah. The Jean-Claude Van Damme was almost the Predator.
Really?
In Predator.
Huh.
But, like, the way they had it looking, it looked like the Predator was going to look different. Like, way different than he ended up looking. But for whatever reason, that didn't work out. So we got who we got, which was great. But it just would have been weirdly different, I think, if Jean-Claude Van Damme was Predator.
Yeah, I wonder.
I'm sure the story was basically the same, but the character looked different.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I don't know how much it would have made a difference.
It would have made a difference in his career, I think.
It could be.
Probably.
But what did Predator guy do? Who played Predator?
Well, he went on to do things like that. Be the creature.
I don't see him doing that.
No. But it would have been interesting, like...
He loves the celebrity moment.
He does love the celebrity moment. I don't know. I just thought that was neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna be probably the 20th person to make this joke. From Mother of Dragons to Mother of Madness. Emilia Clarke is doing a comic called Mother of Madness.
Huh.
Her and Marguerite Bennett, who I've heard of, and Isabel Richardson.
That's cool.
They're doing a 3-issue miniseries. It's called Mother of Madness. And it's about Maya, a single mother who discovers superpowers and decides to use it against human traffickers. And I guess that's going to come out on July 11th.
I'd read that.
But that's pretty interesting. I mean, it's only 3 issues.
Right.
May as well pick it up.
Right.
Check it out.
Maybe I'll wait for a trade paperback.
For 3 issues.
Yeah. No, because I always get one, and then I don't go back in time to get, like, the second or the third, and then I'm just,
Well, at least for a 3-issue miniseries, I feel like they're going to keep all 3 longer.
That's true. Usually they have 3 on hand.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I didn't know she had any interest.
Yeah, apparently.
In writing in general. And that might just be my own ignorance, but...
I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about her wanting to do things like that. Actually, I think what happened was...
It's good to diversify, though.
Yeah. What happened was, from what I read, it was like in passing at a con or something that someone brought the idea to her.
Sure.
And so she was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I guess got together with them and decided that she was going to help write this comic series.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And I think, don't quote me on this, I think the main character is going to be drawn to kind of look like her, which has been done before. Rosario Dawson did it, and Keanu Reeves did it.
I feel like there's been tons more.
But I'm sure if it's good enough, I'm sure it'll end up being like a
mini-series or movie. Yeah.
Speaking of RuneScape and like Neopets and stuff, maybe this is stupid, but I thought about...
I couldn't figure out Neopets. Nothing is stupider than that.
You're not stupid. I had thought about somewhere down the line doing a weird little Let's Play of those. Yeah. I don't know. I want to do Let's Plays of things like from my childhood.
I think there's room for that.
That's like old. Things that are old.
I don't think that's like an overdone thing.
Yeah. I feel like... And maybe I should throw in Adventure Quest, the game no one's heard of.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
It was this weirdly, like, DeviantArt-ass art drawn characters, but you could, like, customize your character and you level up. And just like in RuneScape, they try to, like, push the premium, but it's not necessary to, like, play through or whatever. Yeah. And they had this little Pikachu knockoff character.
Love that.
It was super interesting to me.
So we've seen this a few times, but we were at Barnes & Noble yesterday, I think it was. And we keep seeing the Homestuck books.
Oh my god.
So like the whole Homestuck series, they've bookified it.
Yeah.
But I said this to you yesterday, and I still don't understand. Part of it was that it was interactive.
Yeah.
So I feel like part of the magic, right, of Homestuck is kind of taken away, that you're not...
Yeah, I think so. Well, there was
interacting with it.
There was like a whole soundtrack. I remember...
I remember it being a gigantic deal, so I'm like, why...
Yeah.
Why bookify it?
It was... Also, how did they do that? Because a lot of the things were like... Fans stepped in to help. So,
yeah.
Did you even get their permission for that?
I don't know. Or maybe when they stepped in, they signed off all their rights.
Maybe, I don't know.
Which would kind of suck.
I remember I did used to read it. I don't want to associate with certain...
The fandom?
The fandom is very toxic. But I loved it. I loved the comic, and I read up until, like, they did this weird little reboot thing where they went back and, like, the parents were the kids or something. It was interesting, but then at that point I had stopped reading.
Yeah.
And but there were like a lot of fan songs and fan art, and a lot of fans stepped in to like help do animation and stuff for it. There was like a whole like section of it where you play basically a game. But I don't know, there were a lot of inside jokes to it too.
Yeah. I just remember there was like the chat logs and stuff that you would do back and forth. And I'm like, how... I mean, part of that was just kind of having that moment in time kind of encapsulated, right, in a website. So, I don't know. I
feel like Homestuck had an interesting story, but I feel like most of the appeal was the interactive aspect of it.
And it's like quite a few books. Like obviously it's long.
I think it's like the whole thing they have out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They've been out for a while.
They have.
If they were gonna release any more, they would have.
Right. Penny Arcade.
Oh my god.
I was reading their webcomics and the books they used to release, and they do not do that anymore. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get caught up?
But they just got super busy.
I mean, I understand.
At least in their...
It doesn't make me want to not bitch any less.
At least in their case, they're doing, like, multiple conventions and...
Yeah, I mean...
Other projects, but I haven't heard anything about Andrew Hussey.
I haven't either.
Since Homestuck.
Right.
So, what's going on?
He released all... Well, see, he released all his books.
Oh, that's true.
So, I don't have any qualms with him. I have qualms.
I have a qualm with him. I have a beef.
You have a beef?
Yeah, I have a beef with Andrew Hussey. How dare you, sir? How dare you try to convince me that Tab soda was good? That was the worst thing I ever drank in my life. It was like drinking battery acid. What the fuck is that?
That's a fair qualm. That might be more valid than my qualm.
He had a whole thing, and it was like a bunch of inside jokes and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, as a fan, you usually went out and like tried the things.
Sure.
Like, obviously, you didn't do anything harmful, but
even as not a fan, I went and got BTS's sauces.
But if they were like, oh yes, this character loves Tab soda, and the character drinks Tab soda, it's like a walking advertisement.
Sure.
And then you go and your local grocery.
If it hits you across the face enough, then you go buy it.
And then your local grocery store's got Tab soda, and you're like, oh, I can convince my mom to buy me this. And then you buy it, and then you drink it, and it's a huge disappointment, and you're just upset. I did not try Faygo, however. I was not buying into his whole Juggalo tie-in.
Was that a Juggalo thing?
Yeah. Juggalos love Faygo.
Why?
And he had, I don't know, but he had a clown character in his comic and in Homestuck, and so the whole joke was that the character he liked Faygo. He liked Faygo, and he liked being a Juggalo and stuff. Like he would talk about the Dark Carnival and stuff.
Love that.
And
what an odd time to be alive.
ICP.
We grew up in a weird era.
We sure did. Insane Clown Posse, for any of you who are too young to know, good for you, first of all.
It's probably better for, in the long run, better for you.
Is still in existence, but
not in the way it was.
Not in the way it was. It was a group, and I guess you can call them rappers.
Yeah.
Anyways, they wore this.
What did they used to call that? Where it was like metal rap.
New metal. But like in you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. It's. Why would you spell it correctly? It's not cool.
They were like a new metal band, I guess, and
KWL.
But they had like a whole movement of people who would like put on this weird clown makeup. It wasn't like your traditional clown makeup. It was this weird, stylized clown makeup that they would do. And it was like Kiss Army, but more toxic.
I don't know. Kiss Army can get kind of toxic, too.
Yes. But not as toxic as these people.
No, that's true. I was watching one of the murder shows one day.
Yeah.
And there was literally a story about a group of juggalos that killed a girl.
Of course there was.
So I guess, yeah, you're right. I don't know about a Kiss Army person killing someone. Nothing
against juggalos. I'm not down to clown with no fighting, okay? We don't need to fight.
I mean...
I'm just not into your
all offense to the ones that killed somebody.
Yeah,
that's
all
not
offense
cool.
to the ones that kill somebody. But if you're just vibing, if you're just like...
Yeah, if that's your thing, go nuts.
Yeah. If you're just like, I just want to wear the Insane Clown Posse makeup and listen to their
music. We all
music.
like to be a little theatrical in our own way. That's fine.
But anyways, they were super into Faygo, and I never tried it. I knew I wasn't going to like it.
I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah. That's the only reason Faygo still exists.
Hollywood Undead, what were they considered?
New metal.
They were still new metal?
But so was Korn. Like, so it wasn't really like...
Well, yeah, I know Korn was.
It wasn't really like a super...
I just thought there was like a point where it changed from like they referred to them as like new metal to like some other...
No.
Okay.
It was new metal. And like Linkin Park was considered new metal.
Yep.
And like, but it wasn't like a specific type, I guess. So like Insane Clown Posse sounds vastly different than Linkin Park, obviously. So I don't know, it's just weird.
I didn't associate bands with genres. I just listened to whatever I wanted to.
The only interaction I had with Insane Clown Posse was my cousin. I won't say his name. The not so innocent needs to be protected. Loved Insane Clown Posse. He had the poster.
Yes.
He had a sticker on his truck.
Love that.
I was like, Why? Why you do this?
I was looking up Hollywood Undead.
Uh-huh.
You're right. It was just new metal.
Yeah.
But
Anyways.
I'm looking up the members, and one of them definitely looks like they had a mugshot, and that's their picture.
I think that is a mugshot.
What'd you do?
Do you want to know?
I'm looking it up.
I wouldn't want to know. A lot of new metal people ended up being toxic and not great. Let's see here. I wanted to randomly bring up, for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that I remembered it yesterday or the day before. 10,000 Susans, maybe more. Susan's talking without Susan. So I don't know how this started.
Okay.
A long time ago, Mandy and I just randomly started calling people Susan.
Yep.
And it got real confusing because I haven't.
It wasn't even like a negative Susan.
No, it's not like a. It's not like a
positive. Yeah, it's not a Karen vibe.
It's not Karen. It's just. It's a term of endearment, but it got really confusing because like I have an aunt named Susan. Or not really confusing, but I'm just like, one day we're gonna be in my hometown and my Aunt Susan's gonna be there and you're gonna say Susan and you're not gonna mean her and she's gonna be like, what?
No, him. Sorry.
But we just randomly call each other Susan. A lot. I don't know why I wanted to bring that up. I guess I just want the world to know.
To know that we are Susan. You are Susan. Everyone is Susan.
We are many.
We are Susan. Expect us.
Oh, God. Anyways, I just thought about that, and I thought people would enjoy knowing about that.
What did you think about Anonymous, speaking of all of that, Anonymous calling out Elon Musk? Did you see any of that?
I did not see any of that.
Okay, so I watched the little video.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, basically, Elon Musk has somehow managed to, like, coexist as billionaire dude and likable, like, meme lord
Well,
for too long until he fucked with the crypto market and screwed over a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then Anonymous is like, basically, that will not stand.
Yeah. Well, he figured out nothing against. I don't know anything about. Well, okay. Don't come for me, okay? I don't appreciate the way he handled the COVID thing and was just like, just stay home. Like, that's very privileged for you to say, just stay home. He wasn't saying, like, just stay home. He was saying, if you don't want to work for me, because he was making his workers come back before everything was opening up. He was like, if you don't want to work for me, just stay home. And I'm like, some people need to pay bills.
Right.
They don't have that privilege.
To go, you know what, fuck you, I'm staying home.
Yeah, anyways, he was
I would argue majority of people do not have that privilege.
And he was very dismissive of it and, like, tried to claim it wasn't that big a deal and all that stuff. Anyways, that rubbed me the wrong way, but other than that, I don't really know about anything about him personally.
I mean, they made a point that Tesla doesn't actually make money off the cars so much as they make money off of like subsidies and stuff. I don't know if any of this is true.
I don't know.
This is just based on what Anonymous put out, right? And he didn't actually build up Tesla, he bought Tesla.
Yeah.
The two people that built it up had already established it as like a company, and he just kind of swooped in at the end.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure they got paid a lot of money, so they're fine, but
yeah, I'm sure they are. But I don't know anything about him personally.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say, for all the people who have, like, I don't know, stood behind him or whatever, he just figured out a way to work the internet. Mm-hmm. Is really what it comes down to. He figured out how to be the Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark kind of personality.
And I think
I don't think he's really like that. I think he just knows how to work people.
Sure. I mean, that's unfortunately, especially in business, right?
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah. But, I mean, just know you don't really know this person.
You don't know anyone on the internet.
No, you know, like, somebody I follow...
You know what they want to present to you.
Yeah. Somebody I follow on Twitter, she was very upset. She is, we'll say, a very attractive woman.
Mm-hmm.
But she's, like, big in the fighting game community and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she was talking about how upset she was because people have just randomly, like, DM'd her that they'll, like, leave their wife for her and stuff. And she's like, that's really shitty. First of all, you don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about, like, you only know 60% of me.
Right.
She was like, even if you follow everything I do on the internet and everything, you only know 60%
most people
of me.
Yeah, I was about to say, most people keep at least a good chunk private.
It's just, you don't know anyone on the internet. And you shouldn't put people that you don't know in a position.
You shouldn't put them on a pedal stool.
A pedal stool. I don't know what I'm trying to get across.
I think all you're trying to say is everyone is a person, right? And they're multifaceted, and
no one,
especially online, someone you don't, even if you know someone in person, they're not. I mean, unless you're their very, very best friend, and you tell each other like everything.
That's true, bestie. Anyways.
You're not gonna get the full picture.
Yeah.
You can have a pretty good idea, but you're not gonna get the full picture, and it just kind of heightens that, right, online, because most of the time, we'll say 75% of the time, I'll be generous.
Yeah.
We'll say there's someone out there that is completely 100% honest all the time on the internet, right? But
I believe Mark is that crazy. Markiplier.
Yes, probably. No, I don't think he's.
I love Mark.
I do too.
I just wanted to put that out there, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the people you see every day, you're gonna know a little bit better. But even they have like things I'm sure they keep themselves.
I'm also trying to get the point across that no one is perfect.
Don't put celebrities or whatever public figures up on a pedestal.
I see people, and
I keep saying it wrong.
Even because of IT crowd,
mm-hmm.
even when celebrities admit that they did something wrong, I see people defend against other people who say the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop it.
Right.
All you're doing is making them look worse.
Right.
But I don't know. I digress. The whole anonymous thing is interesting because
mm-hmm.
it's like they're like, okay, that was funny and cute, but that was not, and you can't keep doing that.
Yeah, they were basically calling him out for like ruining people's lives.
Yeah. The
second his check was put into question.
Yeah.
Since he does get money from like government subsidies, right?
Yeah.
As soon as they started looking into crypto for like the environmental impacts and what, he might get his subsidies taken away.
Yeah.
For his work, he like backed out immediately.
Yeah.
And
I don't
tanked the market.
I don't 100% understand all that stuff. All I know is that people are saying it's bad, and I'm just gonna not deal with any of that.
I mean, yeah, I would like to know, like, comparing it to the other industries.
Yeah.
Truly how bad it is in comparison, because I can't imagine it's any worse than any of the other already established industries.
Not that I have any interest in it to begin with, but I just don't know anything about it. I also don't understand, like, we were talking about this yesterday too, like, where do you pay that money? Yeah,
there's places that take it, but it's not like it's super widespread yet. No. So, or if ever, I mean, now that this is all happening, who knows?
I remember, it's like falling apart right now. But I remember and this has nothing to do with like cryptocurrency. I remember PayPal was supposed to be like a thing you could do everywhere. And then
that took forever for that even to be remotely a possibility.
There's still like a bunch of places that don't do that. And I'm just
you can still find shops online that don't use PayPal.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why do these people think they're any different?
I don't know. And like,
PayPal, I would argue, is as big and widely known as this NFT cryptocurrency bullshit.
I was going to say, NFTs are totally kind of separate. I still don't understand that. From cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is supposed to be money. NFTs are supposed to be like art tokens, things.
But that's stupid to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I shouldn't say it's stupid, but it's like, some of it is like videos that they're selling, and they're like, "Oh, we're only going to sell it to you." But people have very quickly figured out a way to just like.
I was about to say they just download it and then they have it too, so it's not that special.
It's like somebody was trying to sell a movie as an NFT, but someone took the movie before it was sold.
Cool. All right.
And just like gave it out for free.
Cool.
It's like, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, I don't think
that's a thing.
Digital things. Here was a use for NFTs.
Yeah. That
I thought would be kind of cool, and it's not so much as it being a unique thing for you to hold on to, right? They were talking about, especially with like expensive like designer kind of items.
Yeah.
So when you purchase, we'll say a luxury handbag, right? They send an NFT to your wallet or wherever it's stored. I think it's your wallet, right? And then you have a unique identifier for that bag, and it can track the owners of that bag. So if you resell the bag, you would pass that along to the next owner. So you can validate that, let's say it started at Louis Vuitton, right?
Yeah.
And Louis Vuitton gave you the ownership of that NFT identifier.
Gotcha.
And then that moved on to the next person to show that it is a genuine Louis Vuitton bag.
Gotcha.
Like that, I could see the practical use of it, right? But these little...
Well, the digital things, like... I just want to say, and maybe this is an oversimplification, maybe this is a very unintelligent way to put it, but, like, can you imagine if things that were made on Flash were NFT, and now Flash isn't supported on anything anymore?
Right.
What are you going to do when...
It's not worth anything
It doesn't
anymore.
work anymore. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it, so I won't pretend to understand it. But I just don't... It doesn't interest me.
I like the idea of the more practical uses instead of these little collector pieces that do essentially have an expiration date.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird to me.
Yeah.
Call me old man yelling at the clouds or whatever, but I just don't.
It's true. Professional grandpa.
I wanted to bring up some RPAT's news because we can't let this go.
We can't let a podcast go by without RPAT's.
No, I will become his friend.
I am number one precious boy.
I am manifesting this pretty hard right now.
You and Savvy.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to my girl Savvy, who is helping me in manifest
RPAT's.
Love you, Savvy.
What a weird full circle moment.
I know, right? Anyways,
I'm going back to like 7th grade, and I had like a Mrs. Edward Cullen sweatshirt that I got off of like something like Teespring, whatever Teespring was back then.
Like Zazzle or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It wasn't the best, but I loved it dearly.
Warner Bros. Is apparently unhappy with how Batman is, and so they're trying to delay the filming or whatever, delay the release. And like, I'm also reading that people who worked on it think it's great and don't understand why.
Well, I saw that trailer, that teaser trailer.
Yeah,
it looked amazing.
I think that Warner Bros. Needs to just step back, because like, this is the thing that they do, right? Like, we almost had a third Tim Burton movie. but they stepped in and kind of like ruined everything. And then we got Joel Schumacher, who wanted to make a better Batman movie than what people think he made. Like, I loved Batman Forever.
Batman Forever was my favorite Batman movie.
It was my favorite Batman movie too. But a lot of people seem to not like it. But the thing that we learned now, years later, is that Joel Schumacher wanted to make a much darker movie. But Warner Brothers said no. And so when you get like these bigwigs stepping in, and like, I understand that they own the property and all that, but you hired these people for a reason.
Right, you need to trust.
Yeah.
Trust their artistic judgment.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I'm trying to build up my own comic company, and maybe someday down the line, a movie will be made, hopefully. Like, I want to make a movie based on some of my characters really badly. But anyways, if I were to somehow hire someone to do it, and they were doing something, and I'm like, I don't know, but I think I would like trust them. I hired them for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And unless it's
I'd be like,
going like super off the rails, like way in the opposite direction. But with the way that teaser trailer was put out, I don't see that.
No, I'd feel like, you know, I'll just wait and see before I really judge this.
Yeah, I mean, you would keep tabs on it all along the way, and if you see it going way, way far off the rails, then you'd have to step in. But I don't
understand why Warner Brothers has to keep jumping in and like.
Yeah.
And it's not just them, obviously. Like, a lot of companies do that.
I still want to go back to how Warner Brothers ever thought Batman Forever was kiddie or like kid friendly.
Oh my god.
I'm like, that movie, there were plenty of scenes in that movie that creeped the hell out of me when I was a child.
Well, that was the whole issue with it, was the whole reason that they wouldn't let Joel Schumacher make the movie he wanted to make was because they were upset that they couldn't market Tim Burton's Batman to children because Danny DeVito like bit someone's finger off or something.
Get Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, who did like Lost Boys and stuff.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think they should.
And either did 8mm before that, or went on to do 8mm, which is.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
That was a movie. I did also see that when I was a kid.
But like, you know, I love Batman Forever. That was my favorite Batman movie. But I think they should have just let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Probably would have been an amazing movie. Probably would have been a beloved movie. But you know how these things go. Somebody on Twitter, one of my friends, because of our podcast, has started like pointing out Willem Dafoe things because he knows I love Willem Dafoe now. Yeah. And I just love that. That's amazing. That made my day. And speaking of making my day, they shouldn't listen to this because I have cussed in this. But my niece and my nephews made my day this morning. Yeah. My mom FaceTimed me this morning. I was still asleep, but like I woke up, Mandy was like, "Your phone's ringing," and like I answered it, and it was my mom and my niece and my nephews, and I'm gonna tear up. Anyways, when me and their dad were kids, every summer we used to make this cake with my mom. It's called a summer cake, and you would make like ocean icing and break up a bunch of Teddy Grahams to be the sand and put Teddy Grahams as like the people at the beach and stuff. Anyways, it was like a really fun time we had, and we did it every summer. Well, I guess he had told them that we did that, and so they wanted to do it. So they went immediately over to my mom's, and they made a summer cake, and they wanted to share it with me, so they FaceTimed with me this morning, and it just really made my day. It was a great day, a great way to wake up.
It was such a sweet little moment.
Yeah, I shout out to Lucy, James, and Hugo, who shouldn't be listening to this. And shout out to Shane and Alex. I love y'all. I hope y'all are listening to this. And if y'all are, just play this part. Don't play the rest. this.
Just ignore the rest.
Yeah, just ignore the rest. Don't let them hear the rest of it. They're gonna be like, "Who is Elon Musk?" Anyways, but yeah, that really made my day and made me happy.
Yeah.
And I love them dearly. I wish I could see them more, but
one day.
Yeah, they're all the way over in Alabama, so it's a ways away from where we are.
Yeah, not as far as it used to be, though.
No, true. But I just wanted to bring that up. That really made me happy.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of story times, but if you have something else you wanted to bring up.
I think the rest I have are just shout out.
Oh, you want to do your shout outs?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the only shout out I have, really, is Lemuura, I'm not sure what it is, on YouTube. He does Dragon Age speedruns.
Oh.
Well, he does a bunch of other speedruns, too.
I saw one of those, and it upset me. It was witchcraft.
I think he still has the world record, I'm not sure, but he had a world record run at one point of Origins, and it was less than 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
From, like, first playable moment to beating the dragon at the end. I
looked down, he was playing Inquisition, I looked down for like 2 minutes, and I looked back up and he was already at that, what is it called? Mythal. And I was like, this is bullshit. I hate this. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's the Temple of Mythal or
it was
something like that. But his Inquisition run, and I'm not sure if that was a world record or just personal best, it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, these are like any percent complete, like you don't have to do all the side quests and all that, so you can use the like exploits in the game.
Witchcraft, we'll call it.
Yeah, the witchcraft. To kind of cruise through the levels. The funniest part of the Origins run is you have Jory and...
Oh my god, I saw that and I was like...
What's the other guy's name?
I don't know the other guy's name.
I keep wanting to call him Davros, but that's the one in Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah, that's the... Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, it's something
like something.
Yeah, it's something like that. Anyway, you keep them longer than you should. And it's hilarious.
That was amazing to me. I was like, how do I exploit just that?
And as soon as you like release them from your party, you can obviously never get them again. But because one of the little exploits is you never have to do the joining ritual, so they never die.
I'm just like, the hero we deserve. He saved that man. That man can see his wife and children again.
I think, no, they do have to do the tower part. I do remember he did the tower, so that does mean Duncan died, which R.I.P. Love Duncan.
Oh.
Wish I could see more.
Poor Duncan. He shouldn't have died. He should have been like the Qui-Gon Jinn. Well, Qui-Gon Jinn died. He should have been like... I don't know. He should have been like the Alfred of the piece. Alfred never dies.
That's right. Anyway, he does like other speedruns too. I think he had a Control speedrun.
Yeah.
He streams on Twitch, so if you want to see him in like real time. I think he's doing Inquisition on like Games Done Quick or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
This summer. So I think he's like one of the first ones or something like that.
Yeah. For
Inquisition.
It was super entertaining to see. I'm just upset.
Yeah, because especially Inquisition is a long game.
It's a very long game. I'm just like, there are certain things I would love to skip.
Yeah. And see, not me, because I'm like, I want to speak to all of the characters. Woo!
I don't know. It's not so much that I don't like those parts of the game. But you know, there are certain things like opening tutorials and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I know how to play this game. I don't need
That's funny that you say that, because I think in the Inquisition playthrough speedrun. He said, "Wouldn't it be great if games didn't have tutorials, something like that?
Yeah,
like the prologue is just gone because
they
don't think you can figure out how to play the game.
I mean,
because both of them have extensive like prologue tutorials.
And there's always those like tutorial things that it's just like, okay, so it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
There's like certain things you can do later,
right?
Like certain customizations or certain like items you can equip.
Oh my god! And they force you to do it.
They force you to do like the tutorial first.
Mm-hmm.
You can't access this part until you do the tutorial, and it's like, just fucking. I know how to play this game. This is my 100th time playing this game.
Don't you wish there was like a checkbox of like, I don't need these.
I don't need this.
Just
part.
give me the experience.
Yeah. Just give me the experience, and if there was a dialogue option, let me do that real quick, and then move on.
Right.
I don't know. That's just a huge thing that bothers me. Like, there are games that I have that I love, but I'm always hesitant to go back through it because I'm like, there's an hour of this that I don't want to do. It's like when I
do replay Origins, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always a mage.
Yeah.
And you have to play through the harrowing.
The heroine.
And friggin' what's his name?
Yeah. Oh, Jor.
What the hell is his name?
I don't. Jorgen. I don't know.
Morgan Jorgen.
Morgan Jorgen. Morgan Jorgen. I don't know. I know what you're talking about, though.
I hate that.
Joran? No. That's someone else. That's someone from Star Wars KOTOR.
I don't think you're far off, though.
But, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And it's annoying to have to redo the thing every time.
Yes.
What was I going to say? There was another thing. Oh, Jowen. I just, I remember the games that I used to love as a kid and still love, like Jet Set Radio Future, and, Jet Set Radio Future had tutorials, but you could, like, ignore it. But, like, Morrowind just threw you in.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, alright, now leave.
Yeah.
And, like, when I was a kid and
I want a happy in-between of that.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, I was like, okay, wait, how do I do this, though? And it was just like, nope, go.
I want the game to send me on my way, but just pop up little, this is this, and this is this, and then it's fine.
Which is what Control does.
Yes. Because I'm like, I want to play the story, but I don't want to play extra story just so we can teach me how to play. Just put the little Control pop-ups on the screen.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Teach me how to Dougie.
That's what I want to. And it's like, I don't know, I get it for like games aimed more for the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been playing games for a long time. Yeah.
Like maybe
give me the option
if you
to
can
skip
hear
the
motorcycle outside of our house,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Like Sly Cooper 3 had a thing where it's like, okay, if you don't know how to play by now, there is a tutorial area you can go to, but otherwise just keep going.
Just keep going, yeah.
But I don't know.
Anyway, Lemuura. On YouTube and Twitch.
Excellent, man. Did you want to spell it?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
That's a interesting name that I'm sure some people will misspell.
Yes, it is. And by the way, the character, it's Davith and Jory.
Yes. That makes sense.
Okay, it's Lemuura.
There you go. Probably Lemuura.
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't pretend to know how to pronounce people's names. I had a couple of stories.
Okay.
One kind of creepy.
Okay.
And one just kind of sad.
So maybe start with the sad one first.
Are you sure? Well, it's not that sad. It's just dumb sad.
Okay. Then it doesn't matter. I was like, let's not end on a sad note.
Well, what do you think? What should I start with?
Whichever one is fine.
I guess I'll start with the sad one.
Okay.
Basically, it's not really much. Just bringing back Shane. He, back in the old days.
Ye olden times.
there used to be these kiosks set up in malls where people would airbrush things.
Love that.
And Shane...
Sometimes they were even stores.
Yeah,
they graduated from the kiosk.
That's true. But in the Albany Mall, we used to have a kiosk, and it was very brief. Like, it didn't stay long. Where this guy would take, like, basically commission requests. And Shane had gotten... Back then, we were, like, super into Dragon Ball Z. And Shane had gotten Vegeta made. And Shane used to always get all kinds of cool shit. And I used to be really, like, jealous of the dope-ass things that he would get. And that was one of the things that I really wanted for a long time. But it was like a paper poster that he got Vegeta airbrushed on. And it was literally just a big sheet of paper. And so finally, one day, I'm in middle school. I think he was starting high school at that point or whatever. And he finally gave it to me. He was like, I know you like this. I'm clearing out a lot of my stuff. You can have this. So he gave it to me. And I was so excited. And then I accidentally ripped it.
Oh no.
I had finally gotten it. It was within my possession for a day.
Oh no. What happened?
I don't even remember. I think like I was trying to clean up my room and I accidentally knocked something over onto it or something.
No.
And like ripped it. And it was the saddest thing. I was so upset. I was like, I think I called him to apologize.
And he's like, I gave it to you.
Yeah. I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's adorable. That's sad, but adorable.
I'm so upset. I missed that thing.
I love that you called him up.
Oh, well, yeah.
To apologize.
That was when I saved up enough money to buy my own cell phone.
Yeah.
And so I was calling people just left and right.
I apologize for ripped shirts.
Apologize for ripped things, and but that was my sad story. Okay. I don't know if anyone remembers airbrush things.
Oh, I'm sure that was such a huge thing. It used to be at like amusement parks too, like Valley Fair. Well, Valley Fair had airbrush there.
They still do stuff like that at Panama City, but they do like shirts. They don't usually do like posters or anything.
Yeah.
I always wished I had learned how to do something like that, just so I could make my own shit. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I had a creepy story.
Okay.
So, you know, I've been looking because Control has an SCP vibe. So I've been super interested in it lately, and like Loey Lane, shout out to Loey, has videos about like SCP things and everything.
She's playing Resident Evil 7 now.
Is she?
Twitch, yeah.
Interesting. That's amazing. I bet it's really good when she plays it. But anyways, she does like SCP videos and stuff. But I was looking up a bunch of SCP videos and stuff, and I saw one about like an ice cream truck that would like give you your order, but it would always be like something weird and twisted with it or whatever. And if you didn't have money, it would like kill you. But it reminded me of something that I had kind of blocked out or like forgotten about. So this is a true story. I'm not exaggerating anything in this story. So Tyler used to live in Ellaville. He still does, but he lived in Ellaville and I lived in Albany, and I used to go and get him, and like we'd hang out at my house and everything, and then I'd go back and bring him home. Well, one of the times I went and brought him home, it was like super late in the day, and I think it was like at night at that point. But I went to drop him off. It might have been after we went to Nerdicon for the first time. And I went and dropped him off. And it was like getting kind of late. And then I started heading home. And there was like no cars on the road.
Yeah.
And then like storm clouds started coming in. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating any of this. This is a super weird story I'm realizing now. But, I mean, it's not even really that weird. It's just, I don't know. Anyways, it started storming.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
It makes me feel uncomfortable. Because, like, where did this fucking thing come from? I'm driving down the highway. Ellaville's like 45 minutes away or something like that. I'm driving down the highway to get home. There's no cars, no other cars. and it starts storming, and it hasn't started like raining yet, but it's like super dark. Mm-hmm. And I look over to my right. For some reason, like something compelled me to look over to my right, and then all of a sudden lightning flashed, and I saw this fucking the jankiest, creepiest ice cream truck you will ever see in your life.
I hate that.
It was this big white.
That's what the SCP was written about.
It was this big white old school ice cream truck. It was rusted. It was creepy looking. It looked like it hadn't been used for actual like what its purpose was for years. Mm-hmm. The music was fucking playing.
No.
And it wasn't like I didn't see where this fucking thing came from. It was just suddenly there.
Yeah.
And I'm like super fucking creeped out. And I'm like, please God, don't make me have to pull over because of a storm. Because if I do, I know that truck is going to come over with me. Mm-hmm. So I like rushed home. And then like, it just like, I wasn't paying attention. So I didn't see where it like left me from. But I looked over at one point by the like when I reached Leesburg.
Yeah. And
I didn't see it anymore. So like that was the creepiest fucking experience
I hate it.
I have had with an ice cream truck. It was just, like I couldn't see who was driving it either.
Right.
The windows were like blacked out.
Which seems legit in a friggin' ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Why would you have tinted windows?
I couldn't see who was driving it. I heard the fucking music. Lightning was going. It was storming. I was like, I want to go home now. Don't want to be on this road. And this is
why you will never catch me living in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I didn't live in the middle of nowhere. I just
no, but you
drove through it.
Drove through it. That's too far.
But yeah.
You can miss me with driving through the middle of nowhere.
That was my my ice cream truck story. Mm-hmm. Hope y'all sleep well tonight.
Don't drive through the middle of nowhere.
Don't do it. And if you see an ice cream truck that looks like that, don't go to it.
That is just good, healthy caution.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine the ice cream would be very good either.
I can't imagine that there was any ice cream.
Exactly.
I think it was just...
You will be the ice cream.
It was either an SCP or something as bad.
I think it was an SCP. I'm gonna sit with that one.
Okay.
Alright.
Alrighty, I think that'll do us.
That'll do us.
Sorry I ended it on that note for y'all.
Yep, I hope you get lots of sleep and are not thinking about this scary ice cream truck at all. Like I will be.
Alright, guys. I appreciate y'all listening.
Yes. Big thanks to everyone who does.
Yeah. We love y'all.
Heart hands.
Heart hands.
It is 2007.
Alright, guys.
Alright, talk at you next week. And like I said, Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
I just realized next week we will be recording.
Yeah.
The day before.
Yes.
My 29th birthday.
How do you feel?
I don't know.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I feel like birthdays get less fun as you get older.
Well, at least you're turning 29. I'm turning 30.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
You'll still be in your 20s.
That makes my chest tight.
Love you.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Alright. Don't think about impending aging. Alright. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.